My story flows from my sorrow, its jagged edges, a red, reeling heart. My story is born of my sin, deliciously secret, guilt caressing its dirty lips. My story is born of my love, deep, yielding, fraught, delicate, ever again and nevermore. My story is filled with my dreams. Feather light, they fill me to bursting and then some more. My story speaks of desperation, of dried up tears, dashed hopes, and itchy scars. My story has the rabid spirit of vengeance, of the embers of anger, the ashes of wrath. My story has splashes of furor, of restlessness and wandering monkeys. My story is made up in my mind, lived on the crackling veneer of reality. My story is made up of my words, an experiential vocabulary, my eye fixated on syllables that will fit just right. But really, my story has no beginning nor end. It's a speck, it's but nothing in the endless swirl of the hourglass. Woman of substance, sophistication, world weariness. The woman who knew it all. The multitasker, the doer of all things that need to be done. The lover of lists, the lover of check boxes and check marks. The keeper of neat piles in neat stacks in neat boxes. The woman who knew how to manage it all, who took things in her stride, not a hair out of place. Then there came a day, just a day like any other, one of many black figures on the calendar. A little special because she would go to the beach, a childhood sanctuary, a favorite first on one of her lists. She stood there on the paved walkway by the beach, watching the boats in the blue yonder, bobbing like puppets doing a dance directed by an invisible hand. A breeze tickled her ear, wisps of hair came undone from her careful top knot. The breeze gathered strength, something stirred deep within. She gazed at the sea. Was it calling to her? The breeze was getting uncomfortable now. And yet, in a way, she was strangely cozy. Off came her slippers, tossed aside in an uncharacteristic move. Locks of hair slipping out, she stepped out onto the still, warm sand, watching the sun begin its descent towards its routine yet bewitching dip into the sea. Hesitant steps soon broke into a run, the wind embracing her, lifting her hair as she finally let it loose. Now, like a benign Medusa, she stood, at the foamy edge of the shy waters lapping the shore, the wetness tickling her feet. She saw the high tide build up, and she walked in, letting the wave wash over her. She fell back onto the shore, drenched, rivulets of salt running off her, marking her with sand and bleached remains of seashells. The breeze enveloped her now, a gutsy wind unafraid of her steady gaze. Goose pimples, bedraggled hair, wet lips, the taste of sand in her mouth. Dirty she was, and yet strangely cleansed. A freedom to be herself, or even just to be. Delicious in its newness, and as comfortable as an old, worn blanket. She let herself go. The waves washed over her again and again. The breeze made unruly love to her. Her check boxes lay unmarked. This woman who suddenly did not know it all, did not have all the answers, but who had awoken from a long sleep to soul-quenching, soul-stirring life. The staid figures on her calendar laughed as they danced. Who I am, who I was, who I try to be. We lie entangled in a mess. Damn it, says was. Won't you learn from me? I can save you. Who will be chuckles. Discreetly pulls her leg from the chaos of egos. Am stays quiet as ever. Both was and will be shake their heads at her. She has a plan though, sweet, quiet Am, her head full of technicolor ideas. She's bruised now, a misstep that hurt. But that will be was's burden hence. Am is evolving. Will be taps her foot. I can't take both of you along, says Am, rising like a sea goddess, fluid, almost terrifyingly radiant. You will be hurt all over again, once was, shielding her eyes. For once in her life, Wilby is clueless, agape, wondering. But I can take parts of you both, says Am, reaching out, picking the pieces she holds dear. Was and Wilby writhe and gasp for air, engulfed in Am's relentless, vivid waves. It's always been me, says Am, rising to fullness, herself reflected in the aura around her.